pondering about applications. I know I talked on some posts earlier about clients applying for jobs or considering applying for jobs. And it struck me that there's a number of stages throughout that process where the inner critic decides to jump in. I think there's that bit around actually making the decision as to whether you are going to start looking for a new job or a promotion, whatever it may be. Then there's when you spot one and you're making the decision as to whether or not you're going to apply. And then there's reading the application. Very often at that point you're thinking, I can't do this. And that's not actually you saying it, it's that voice inside you that's, knocking away at you. And I think for many of us, there's also the fact that we lack confidence with it. Hi, Gary. Nice to see you. We lack confidence with it because how often do we actually apply for a job? Very often, many of us have been in careers where we've kind of been in the same role for a long time. So the whole process can be new. And confidence, of course, is based on being able to rely on past experience and know from that experience that you can do it. So you're really having to tap into your self-belief, and that's where your inner critic really starts having a go at you, and it starts tapping in to all of those little doubts and starts dredging things up from the background. So let's say we've got to that point, now we're actually filling in the application form. Then what happens? You've got to make the decision then whether you actually send it off. Gosh, it's showing my age here. I'm talking about filling in an application form. It's more sitting typing it up, isn't it? Or sending off your CV. So there's all these opportunities throughout where your inner critic is just ready and waiting for that trigger. And remember, it's an automated trigger within your brain. It's purely because this process where you're instigating change, your brain has recognised that this is the point where the inner critic thought needs to come in. And brains being what they are and designed the way they are, say, right, I know the shortcut to this, bang, it's straight in there. So it doesn't always feel like there's any time to make a conscious, bring that conscious awareness, I guess, to whether your inner critic is going to speak or not. So one of the things that I started to do with it was, as soon as that thought came into my head, was to just notice what I was doing just before. And if we can start identifying the triggers, then we can start slowing down that automated process. So if you know that one of your triggers is filling out an application or walking into probably not these days, but walking into a busy coffee shop for some can be challenging when you're going to meet somebody and you're going in on your own. If you've identified that that is your trigger, you can almost preempt it. And perhaps just talk to your inner critic a little bit. Say, I know you usually come in here, and that's fine. I'm grateful for it, but actually I'm good to go today. So just start raising that awareness today, and just noticing what's happening just before.